What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am so excited because today we are actually getting ready to leave for New Jersey, and I'm not excited about leaving Myrtle Beach because it is gorgeous since the hurricane hit us, but we are going to go to New Jersey. We're going to visit some family, and we're going to see a couple of friends, one of which I'm very excited to talk to, Guy's sister Nino. We're going to get a training video together, and then I am going to ask him about retirement, so stay tuned. I'm really excited to kind of get his input on it, and I hope you guys are too. So let's head to Jersey. So Guy,
Hi.
you retired from exercising somewhat recently.
Yeah, when you retire from bodybuilding, you stop working out altogether. No more working out for bodybuilders. That's what it means when you retire from bodybuilding. That means we can't go to the gym anymore.
Oh, so you quit going to the gym?
Yeah, I stopped. As you can tell, because you shrink.
So how long ago was it
that I retired?
Yeah.
So what was it, August of 2021?
So it's just a year?
Just about a year, yeah. Just a little
Just over a year. Wow.
Crazy. Crazy how time flies.
It does go by really fast.
But I'm busier now than I was when I was competing. Because when you're competing, well, that's all you do. Right? When you're bodybuilding, it's bodybuilding. But like, I really didn't care about business as long as I was promoting my sponsors. Like, I was like, okay, I'm good. You know, that's all that really mattered. I was getting my paychecks from promoting, and
just to do what you love to do.
That was it, yeah. And now it's like I get to do that. Plus, I can, I could do, even bodybuilders that are successful all do like some sort of online coaching, and because it's easy, it's not hard to do when you've been doing it for that long. So my online coaching has got me very, very busy.
You've been posting a lot about that too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a company that kind of helps me with the posting stuff because I get very busy. But it's been awesome. I have a great time doing it. I love dealing with the clients, but it's very time consuming. Like, I'll be up probably like 2 in the morning doing diets and emails tonight. And so, but it's fun, It's because I get to enjoy. It's people are like, well, why do you do? Go ahead. People, why do you work if you don't have to? Because it's like, if I can work and make more money and just make life a little more easier, then why not?
Oh, totally. And you're busier now.
Because I can be.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you have so much more free time.
Yeah, like, I'm still making appearances, I'm still traveling all over the place, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm kind of like, I don't have to go as crazy as I used to because I'm not following a rigid plan, I'm not dieting, I'm not like as cranky as I used to be. My regimen's a little different, so it just makes life a lot easier. When you're not dieting like that, and you have like, the hardest part about dieting is the mental strain because you just can't focus, you can't do certain things, but when you don't have that, it's a lot easier to get, to focus and work. So now that I don't have that mental strain of dieting all the time, I can put my focus into other things.
That makes sense. So we just kind of turned on the camera because we've been in a little bit of a conversation about retirement and the feels behind it and stuff, so we thought it'd be a good idea to catch it for you guys. And we started talking a little bit about how retiring from bodybuilding relates to retiring from like a career, like a regular full-time job, like retiring from being a cop.
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing. But you still go through the emotional like trauma of losing yourself.
I think it's different because I think people look forward to retiring, right? Everybody that has their 9 to 5, I can't wait to retire and be done and just, do nothing and sit home and, have fun the rest of my life. But bodybuilding, if like, to say dieting sucks, yeah, but, I traveled the whole fucking world. Like, I went to the gym every day as a job. I promoted supplement companies and brands, and that's how I made my living. Like, I didn't want to retire. Who wants to stop? Who wants to stop going on the stage and posing in front of tens of thousands, 20s of thousands of people at the Olympia? Like, I don't want to stop doing that. But at some point, reality and Father Time takes over, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. And it's just kind of part of the every athlete comes to the point where they have to kind of come to terms with the fact that they're just not young anymore. And after, injuries and, placings and look in a certain way. You kind of just gotta make peace with the fact that, you know what, the guys in their 20s and 30s look better than the guys in their 40s and 50s. So it's just kind of, I think I'm doing better than most people, because I know a lot of people have a really hard time battling with it. But I think I was blessed to be at the top of my game and one of the best to do what I did. So I think when you have the regrets, I don't have any regrets. So I think when you have regrets, I think that makes it a lot more difficult to walk away from. I don't have a regret. I won 7 fucking pro shows. I traveled the world. I got paid to do what I did. Like, I can't really say that I'm upset with how my career turned out. I'm pretty happy. Which is why it makes it hard to walk away from, right? Because I wasn't upset. I didn't hate what I did.
You've achieved everything that you wanted to.
And more. So it's almost like being a cop, right? Like if your vision starts to go, you start missing the target. Like you're not shooting as perfectly as you once were. And as a cop, you have to shoot straight, right? So as a bodybuilder, if you don't look a certain way, because I can't train a certain way because of injuries, I'm not going to present the best body that I can on stage. And you have to be at your best on stage. I can't be at 80% going against guys that are 100%. That's what started happening. My policing started to dip. My body started to look a different way. So I was like, okay, this is one more shot. I did one more show. If I didn't place if I didn't qualify for the Olympia, which was winning a show, then it was, almost 40 years old. I've been doing this since I was 21 years old. I turned pro at 26. It was like I was good, after that. So I did what I did. I accomplished what I accomplished. I have zero regrets. So it was time to turn the page and, do other things in the bodybuilding world rather than step on stage covered in tan all the time. So that's what I kind of, flipped the page. I'm still doing everything that I did. I'm still doing everything that I did when I was a bodybuilder, except being on stage every day or every year. Other than that, everything stayed exactly the same. So,
do you still look forward to training like you did?
Look forward to it more. It's more fun now.
Do you?
It's more fun when you don't have to. When I'm not training for a competition, I can do whatever the hell I want every day. It's fun.
Do you find that you, depending on how you feel, you change the way you train? Like you had to train certain things.
Still do.
Still train regardless.
Because I don't know another way. There's only one way to train for me, and it's just like hard, heavy, and just that's how it's.
But I mean, like if your shoulders bothering you today, you skip shoulders today, even though it's shoulder day?
No, I'll do other things that don't bother my shoulders that much.
Okay.
But I'll never skip.
Gotcha.
Never skip.
Never skip.
Never skip.
Not built that way. So we're making all this meat and everything. I'm thinking diet. Is your diet the same? Or has that changed?
Yeah, I eat very clean. Very clean.
Do you count and stuff like you used to?
I don't count. I never count.
You never
Well,
count.
what do you mean, count? Like count calories?
Well, yeah, like watch, like do you...
I don't count. I've never counted a calorie in my life.
Really?
No. Coaches don't. Bodybuilders don't count calories. Bodybuilders don't count calories. It's not what we do.
Macros.
No. Bodybuilders, I mean...
Well, I guess it does make sense.
Girls count macros, bodybuilders don't.
So you still eat exactly the same way?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. I don't. If I eat shit, I feel like shit.
That's very true.
If I eat junk candy, I feel lethargic. I feel like crap. I don't mind eating healthy. I enjoy it. I mean, everybody likes the occasional McDonald's. Don't get me wrong. But...
I actually don't.
What?
I actually don't.
That's because you just don't.
I don't have the tongue for it, I think.
This Steve sucks. You don't have the what?
The tongue for it. It just...
For what?
It's like McDonald's. It doesn't do it for me.
That's a lie.
It really doesn't.
No, it's not that good.
Like, it really doesn't.
I'm just saying, like, junk food.
Yeah.
Do you think there's people in your sport that can't bring themselves to retire, that should have retired
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8 years ago and just can't do it?
Yes. What the hell is going on? Yeah, I think a lot of people need to retire sooner than they do. And they hang on to this, like, reality that isn't there. Like, this isn't a sport where, like, you can, like, once your body starts to diminish, that's it. Like, there's nothing else you can really do. Like, this is a sport that once your body starts to dissipate, like, you can see it within a year. And you can't come back from it. Like, this isn't like a sport like football where, like, you can hurt your knee and come back and be almost at 100% and still play. Like you hurt yourself, you come back, your shoulder isn't the same, it doesn't look the same. You just can't compete the same.
Right.
You just can't do it. You're being judged on perfection. If you're not perfect on stage, then you're really wasting your time. And so they're like, oh, well, I want to compete for yourself. Well, you want to go through put all that stress and demand on your body for 60 weeks to do a show just to say you looked a certain way and to get your ass kicked. You can do. I'm not doing that. That's crazy. You know.
It definitely takes a special kind of person to put yourself through that.
Yeah, it sucks. Not fun.
I don't think anybody could just go through the mental. I mean, I guess you're saying people do it.
What?
Like compete without
Those are people that
the
want
goal to win.
That's because they want attention.
Anything I do, like I feel like I'm just highly competitive. I have to do it to put the best product
I don't
out,
care.
to try and win something.
I don't care if you're a girl competing in cheerleading or if you're a guy competing in football or bodybuilding. If you're competing and you're just doing it and you're competing, right? If you're competing against other people and you don't care if you win, then you shouldn't be doing it. You should want to be better than the people you're competing against. Like you should. And if you don't, then don't waste everybody else's time. Because if you're competing, the whole point of competing is to win, right? So if you're competing and you're nonchalant about it, then you're doing a disservice to your teammates, right?
And your body, you're putting yourself through such strenuous hell to get there, and you're not doing it to win. What are you doing it for?
Wasting time.
Yeah. What a cool time I had with Guy Cisternino. We talked about the idea of discussing retirement, and I didn't know how he was going to feel about it, because I think retirement is one of those words. It's an ugly word. It's not something you want to admit to. It's not something that you're necessarily attracted to. I mean, and that was a big takeaway too. Some people look forward to retirement, and Guy said this. Some people look forward to it like, I'm done. I've done my time and I'm done. And then some people are in jobs where their career physically defines them as a human. That's big. Their job, their career, physically defines them as a human. So the question becomes, who are you now? And I think Guy did a really good job at grasping at like the police officer. Like you're a police officer or a firefighter or your EMT or your military for 20, 30 years, and then you're not anymore. You're literally not that person anymore. And Guy has been a bodybuilder for his entire life. And I mean, Chris makes a joke with me, and he's like, oh, because I always say, like, well, what happens when I'm done? And right now I'm going through something intense I'm suffering from shoulder injuries, and I'm looking for answers, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. All I know is I'm not healthy enough to compete at the level that I compete at. So right now, I'm not competing. And just not having my sights set on the next competition, that alone makes me feel like, Kristen, who are you? And it's not a feeling that I like, and it's not a feeling that I feel comfortable with necessarily. It's something I feel very uncomfortable with, and I feel like every day I'm grasping for, like, who am I? Who am I? Like, what am I doing? Because I don't do anything just to do it. Guy said it too, like, I can't wrap my head around doing something, like exercising just to exercise. Like, I'm not built that way. I'm built to compete against myself every day. I'm built to push myself every day. I'm built to borderline hurt myself every day, which sounds really terrible, and I'm sure I'm going to get comments for that. But if you know, you know. If you know what I mean, if you've been there, then you understand what I'm saying. It's not just, I'm not just really good at exercising. This is my job. This is what defines me as a person. So without fitness, without strongman, and without CrossFit, who am I? And it's a scary feeling. And I'm lucky I got to actually speak to Guy face to face and pick his brain and see how he feels. And it actually gave me a lot of clarity. it also makes me very emotional because it's a battle that's going on in my head right now. So it's very personal for me. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. I don't think that retirement or the end of your fitness career, like, I don't think this stuff is talked about enough. And you might not be a professional athlete. You may just do CrossFit competitions. You may just do bodybuilding competitions, and you're just doing it is huge for you, and that's amazing, and you should applaud yourself for that. But when you stop doing it and you feel a little bit empty, like a piece of you is missing, it's okay to feel that way. And I think that was my big takeaway talking to Guy, is that it's okay that I feel this way, and that I'm not alone in the fact that I feel this way, and he's not alone in the fact that he feels this way, and you too are not alone in the fact that you feel this way. Unfortunately, it's just something that's not touched on enough. And I think as we have more opportunities to talk to people in this situation, I think it should be talked about. So I'll make sure that, you know, we do talk to people that go through different things, different scenarios, not just retirement, but different scenarios, because I think it sheds a lot of light for people that may have questions about different things that are afraid to ask. So I know I was afraid to ask, and I'm happy that I did, because it did give me a lot of clarity from a professional and somebody I look up to. Guy is a tremendous person, so thank you, Guy, for taking the time to talk to me about retirement and how you're feeling, because again, so much clarity. And I hope you guys subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.